What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be taking a look at my new master chain, what I'm using, and how you can get the same exact effects. So let's jump right into it. Alright, just as a disclaimer, I am not a mastering engineer, so this is not the best possible way to master your beat and make it happen, but this is a really good way to make your beat sound a lot better with things that you can do right now without having to study engineering and learning about all this stuff. So let's just look at the way that I'm setting up my master now. So the old way I used to do it is literally just put a clipper on the master and call it good. It was all in the mixing, but now I'm doing a little bit more. So we're going to test the old master versus the new master. But let's take a look at my mastering chain. Okay, so we're going to turn this classic clipper off. And this is my new mastering chain. So if you have all the same plugins, you can go ahead and make the chain yourself. Just grab all these plugins, group them together, and then you can save the chain just like this, and then you can pull it out whenever you want to use it. You just press this little button right here down here to save it after you put it in an effect rack. So I'm using a utility right here, which the only reason I really have this is if the signal's coming in too hot and I'm pushing too much into the clipper. Like, just to throw out a crazy number, let's say we're going 10 over, like we're going plus 10B or something, and I'm pushing all of that into the clipper. It's gonna soft clip a lot of that, so that I might not want that to happen. So if I was getting really hot signal, I would usually turn down the gain or something like that before I went in, but that's pretty much the only reason I have the utility there. Alright, so we looked at the first thing in the chain here. The last thing in the chain is the same as I'm always using. It's just my soft clipper. And I changed the slope to -8.4. It's usually in the middle, but I just change it out just a little bit. I leave everything else the same, so gain 0, output 0. I just like the way that this clipper sounds. So if you don't have this clipper, you can totally get away with just using Ableton Saturator and just throwing on the clip. So I'll show you really quick. What you can do is I can turn my classic clipper off. Now I have this saturator on, and you can just turn this soft clipper on right here. And then that's going to give you that soft clipper as well. Okay, so now let's take a look at the other things in the middle of our chain here. So right after the utility, the first effect that we're putting on our master chain here is called Fresh Air. Fresh Air is by Slate Digital, and it is completely for free. So you guys can go right here, slatedigital.com/freshair, and you can get this plugin for free. So Fresh Air is a dynamic high frequency processor, so it's going to give us those frequencies that we want to hear. And when I have this chain initially set up, you can see all the values are on 0. Because when I put this chain on, I have to go in here and I have to tweak each of these by hand. But having them here makes it a little bit quicker. Okay, after the fresh air, so after I add my mids and my highs that I want to get out of my mix, I then use Golfos here to do its, algorithm and go ahead and I mess with the recovery and tame. So Golfos is a crazy tool that's going to listen to your track for you and determine what needs to be changed. Does it need to be brighter in certain sections? Does it need to have more bass in certain sections? And it's actually going to mess with the EQ at runtime level. So it's going to be doing different things as the song goes on just to adjust it and make it feel better. Now you may be saying, well, isn't this cheating because it's doing everything for you? The answer is yes. But if everybody's cheating and everybody can get this plugin, are you not going to use the cheat just because you don't want to cheat? Or are you going to use it to get a better sound just like everybody else is? Definitely, if you can afford it, go ahead and grab Golfos. I believe it's normally like $200, but they've been having sales on it through these holidays and stuff like that, so you can probably get it for 100, 150, somewhere around there. All right, so let's go ahead and now tweak this mastering chain right here to get it to sound exactly how we want it to sound. So I went ahead and I selected a little clip that we're going to play of the track here, which has, all the drums playing and almost all of the instruments as well, just so we have a lot playing at once. And now we're just going to go ahead and start tweaking these. So we're going to bring up our fresh air first. And we're just going to start playing with the mid and high. So you can definitely hear the difference it's making. Alright. for the highs now. Okay, now that we got the highs and mids standing out a little better in our mix, now we can put on the Golfos here to go ahead and fix everything from us. Now the reason I put Golfos afterwards is because I want Golfos to take into effect the changes that we made with the fresh air. We don't want it to add mids and highs after Golfos because Golfos is going to be adding all that for us automatically. So adding more on top of it is not going to sound good. So Golfos is like the last little baby on there to kind of put the extra sprinkles on the cake. So you can see if we turn it up, it's just going retarded. And then the last thing is, of course, classic clipper. And the reason we're putting this on the very end is so that it's not peaking over 0. So if we put this at the very beginning, it would clip it. But if the fresh air and Golfos were adding any dBs to our overall mix, it might be going over 0 again. So we don't want to be clipping it twice. So we're just going to put the clipper at the very end so that it handles all the soft clipping at the very end. So let's listen to our regular master chain first. And now the new mastering chain. Okay, so without the mastering chain, and with it. You can see that everything just sticks out so much more with the mastering chain on. Alright guys, so that's a quick look at my new mastering chain, how I set it up, and what plugins are being used in it. So I hope you guys found that one useful. If you liked this video, smash the like button for me, and subscribe to the channel if you're new here because we're uploading daily tutorials that you're not going to want to miss out on. But besides that, I'll be catching you guys again in the next one. Peace out.